Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and we have had a leak of D-Book's signature shoes. So of course, Devin Booker is signed with Nike and he's been wearing Kobe's for the longest time, and he's been wearing the Kobe 5s. He wears the Kobe 5s pretty much all the time. I think he's been wearing that for like the past couple years, right? And it's been rumored, that Devin Booker is going to have his own signature shoe. There's been a lot of rumor that Paul George's signature shoe line isn't going to be continuing. It's actually being canceled. It's just a rumor though, but everyone is saying that. And also, the PG6 came out a long time ago and there hasn't been any leaks of the PG7. So I wonder what they're doing with Paul George's line, and if they do discontinue it, I'm gonna be very sad, just because PG's line has been freaking nice. You know what I mean? It's been, 110, 120 bucks around there, budget pricing pretty much. But solid performer all the time. Nothing amazing as far as like, tech or quality goes for the materials, but it's always been a beastly performer. So I'm very sad, but of course Nike is adding more signature shoe lines, like Ja Morant, obviously D-Book. So I guess that's okay, and Ja Morant, like the Ja 1 is freaking nice. So anyways, okay, a lot of you guys flame the D-Books, right? But first of all, before we get into that, we have a couple of leaks actually, right? So first of all, we have the KT9, the Klay Thompson 9, which looks absolutely terrible. What is this? It look actually, the midsole in like the midfoot area, it reminds me a lot of like the BYWs with like that type of design language. You know what I mean? Like the midsole bubbling up. But honestly, like this KT9, I mean, it's from Sneaker Highway 23 and he's usually right about his leaks, so this is probably the KT9. But Klay Thompson's line has been nice, design wise it looks great, performance wise it's been really nice, but like this shoe, it looks like it even almost looks like a budget shoe. It doesn't look very nice, it doesn't look very premium. The material also, I guess the material, it looks nice. It kind of reminds me of like, it looks like it's ribbed and it looks like a thicker type of knit material, but the foam, and the overall design language, so not a huge fan of how it looks. We do have carbon fiber though, right? We can see on the bottom carbon fiber. We can see also the translucent outsole, and there's a lot of circles. But also like from on top of the shoe, the tongue, it has like a V shape, just like the KT8. We got some flywire cables, right? Flywire. So it'll probably be a pretty good performer, right? But as far as the design language goes, it looks a lot like Adidas's design language, so I'm not a huge fan of that. Also says Klay on the tag in the back. Also another interesting thing is that there's like another cord in the back that you pull, right? And it looks like it's connected to the ankle part, which is, I wonder if that kind of like, tightens on your ankle. That'll be pretty interesting. But also remember in the KT8 they had the design where like it can be either a high top or a low top, which is pretty cool as far as innovation goes, but it didn't really work. It was like a gimmick, right? Anyways, there's the KT9, and then we have so shout out to Tim Walsh official for these, but we have of course the Nike Zoom GT Jump 2, right, which is coming out. It says it's coming soon on Nike.com, and then we have the GT Cut 2, which came out a long time ago. And then now we have the GT Hustle 2. I mean, it was called the GT Run, right? And Wemby is wearing, like, that's his shoe. I didn't really like that shoe, but he wears that shoe. But now they're changing it to GT Hustle 2. Anyways, so it says cushioning is max. Responsiveness it's not as responsive. And if you look at the GT Jump 2, it says it's super responsive for the GT Jump 2, which is absolutely crazy because I don't think it'll be responsive. Look at how much cushion is in the GT Jump. So yeah, that's weird. But then also traction, why would you ever make a shoe that has not so good, like that's not maximum traction? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like in basketball, I feel like everyone wants good traction. They don't want to be slipping out. I guess for some positions or some play styles, like traction is a little bit more important. But anyways, so yeah, it says as far as like the tech specs go, or like in the categories, it says traction is okay, cushioning is max, and then responsiveness is okay. But then also it says for the Zoom GT Cut 2 that the cushioning is not maximum, which is absolutely insane because the GT Cut 2 is freaking maximum for cushion. But anyways, this design, the GT Hustle 2, actually reminds me a lot of the Superflies. I forgot which year it was, maybe like 2016 or something like that. But like the actual midsole like the design and also the material. It looks very, very similar to the Superflies. So yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It looks okay. And also we have a dismantled look at the Zoom Freak 5. And the Zoom Freak 5 is just, it's a top-loaded zoom unit in the forefoot. Just like, it's like that half circle kind of like oval shape. It's a very, very common zoom unit shape in the forefoot. We still don't really know what the foam is. Hopefully it's like Cushlon or something, but you can see how like cupped it is in the heel, right? So you have a little bit more of a sidewall. And also in the forefoot, we have a little bit of a sidewall from the midsole, it looks like as well, for lateral containment. So cushion, I mean, Zoom Freaks have always been terrible, you know? So yeah, that makes sense. But hopefully, you know, hopefully in the coming years, they give us better cushion, right? And also we have a picture of Trae Young in the Trae Young 3. And they actually look pretty dope. This color is pretty sick as well. I love how they look, honestly. The design is really, really cool. I love that design on the midsole. And then we also have a picture of the D Rose Sunshine 3. Shout out to MT Sneaker 101 for these pictures. I guess they're out. They're not out yet in the US, but I'm guessing he's overseas, right? But you know, there it is. It looks exactly like the leaked images, right? And then also we have a picture of the outsole. So I mean, for the first two models, obviously for like budget shoes, companies usually give us like a recycled outsole and midsole for like the second iteration, right? So this is a third shoe, so they have a completely new design, completely new shoe. So I'm pretty damn excited about it. I mean, I guess Adidas is continuing the D Rose budget shoe line because this is like his budget shoe line. His signature shoe line, we haven't really seen any shoes, right? So anyways, now let's get it on with the D Books, right? So okay, so it says book, right? It says it was leaked by Sneaker News, and they wouldn't leak it if I'm pretty sure they wouldn't leak it unless they were 100% sure, right? So it literally says book on the tongue, and the material looks. I don't know about the material. I'm not 100% sure what it is. Like I've been trying to look at it. So there's like two different types of materials, right? So the top view. The top view material looks a little bit different from the actual like side view material that we've been seeing, right? But I guess there are two different materials, right? So in this picture as well, we have like a leather material, it looks like, with some canvas. It literally looks like just like an Air Force One. And then on the bottom, it looks more like a suede, but like a cheaper type of suede or nubuck type of material. But yeah, we have a very large swoosh, you know, a pretty large swoosh. It's like a very like chonky swoosh, especially comparing to like a regular Air Force One. But yeah, the midsole, it looks like a very old school design. I guess, you know, like D Book, he likes old school cars, so maybe he likes old school designs for shoes even maybe. But I thought, honestly, I really thought that he was gonna go very similarly as far as design language and like how it feels to the Kobe. But this shoe does not look anything like a Kobe, and also doesn't look like it'll play anything like a Kobe, right? So first of all, I hate the design of the sole, right? I really don't like it. I absolutely really don't like it because it's flat. Look at how flat it is. And then it looks like one of those, actually you don't really see any like stitching. So I'm guessing maybe the foam might be soft, but just from speculation, it looks like Air Force One. And Air Force One, there's no compression. So it'll probably be very clunky in the heel. You have a freaking flat shaped sole, so it'll be a slapper. And then there's not a whole lot of curve in the forefoot either. So it's not a huge fan of how it looks. You know what I mean? I'm more of a, you know, curvy, like flexible type of sole guy. I just like a smooth heel to toe transition. The traction in this colorway is translucent, and then we have an all black upper and midsole, and then the swoosh is gold, right? Also, it's kind of like a mid top, like it's like a low mid a little bit. But yeah, the material looks so stiff, guys. I don't even know how he's going from like the Kobe 5 material, because it's like the Kobe 5 is thin, you know, it's synthetic material and it's kind of stiff when you first get it, but it's thin, it's minimal, and once you break it in, it's like not that bad. But this looks super chonky, it looks very bulky, it looks super stiff as well. So yeah, I don't know, as far as like a performance basketball shoe goes, I don't know about this one. Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, we have this, and then we also have another shoe. So this orange colorway, it's supposed to be called the Craftsman, right? So it's a different shoe. I don't know. Wait, so why is D Book getting two signature shoe lines right off the bat? That's so weird. You know what I mean? So maybe the Craftsman is gonna be like a budget shoe, right? And then his regular signature shoe is his signature shoe line, but then they wouldn't do that unless the signature shoe line is more expensive, right? If the signature shoe line was like 120, 110 bucks, like the budget shoe line would have to be like 80 bucks, which Nike rarely does, especially for a signature shoe, right? So maybe the Book 1, the Book 1 is going to be like 140 bucks, and then the budget shoe is gonna be like 100 bucks, right? I don't know, but the Book 1 is actually supposed to be coming out next year, right? And then the Craftsman is currently intended for a 2025 release in 2 years. That's crazy. But also it says on Sneaker News that as of now, there is no clear connection between the orange shoe model and then Devin Booker. So I don't know why they showed it, right? And also there's no like other pictures. It doesn't say Book 1 anywhere, but this shoe, the Craftsman, looks very similar in design to the Book 1. And also it looks very similar in design to the PG4. It looks like a water shoe to me a little bit, right? And all, what is going on with the midsole, dude? They have like a, yeah, dude, there's no way they have a soft foam in there, right? Unless they're, I guess the only way to save the cushion is probably like a full-length Zoom stroll unit or Air stroll unit or whatever, but this does not look like a soft midsole. It doesn't look like there's gonna be any type of compression, which, I mean, some people don't mind, but I like to have a little bit of crush, like especially in the heel, like a softer type of midsole. And then like, yeah, and you can't even see the eyelets. Oh, it's besides, I guess, like the first and last eyelet. But yeah, we have a swoosh. They're using like, it's probably a synthetic material, but they're trying to imitate like, I don't know what that is, like alligators? No, not alligator. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, but especially for the D-Book 1, the D-Book 1 looks freaking terrible. I mean, aesthetically, it looks nice because, I mean, Air Force Ones, you can't go wrong with it. You know, they're copying the Air Force One design, which that kind of sucks, but the Air Force One looks dope. You know what I mean? It's a timeless classic, but I'm saying for performance, it looks absolutely terrible. So yeah, we don't know anything about the tech. We don't know anything about like the materials, what they're using, the price, and also for the cushion. The cushion is something that I'm super duper curious about. But anyways, tell us your thoughts on the Book 1 and what do you guys think of the design and what do you guys think the tech's gonna be. But anyways, that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.